What up, everybody? It's your girl July from Kickback, Couture, and today I'm going to talk about Palindrome, which is a granular morph plotting sampler. This is going to allow you to make unique melodies, unique sounds that don't sound like everybody else, so to speak. So let's get straight into it. It's made by Glitchmachines, Palindrome. Here's a little preview. This is the melody I created with Palindrome. And this is the entire beat. And this is Palindrome. Now it is fully resizable. Make it as big or as small as you want to. There are 4 different samplers here, as we can see. And honestly, on first glance, before I even go over everything, first thing you may look at is the presets. And you probably will play them. And you'll be like, so what am I supposed to do with this? Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to initialize the parameters. We have 4 samplers here, as you can see. We have our start, size, pitch, fine, pan, amp. These are all relative to the sample. We have these modulation options here. If it has a gray dot, it means we can modulate it with our envelopes, which are down here. We have insert effects, up to 2 for each sampler. Low pass filter, high pass, band pass, drive, fold. Those are distortions, ring modulation, and delay. We also have our path, in which correlates to the paths that we create or that we select out of the presets, which we can save our own presets, and how fast it goes through all of these points. And we get up to 16 points from what I remember. So if I change the rate, it'll go through faster, and it is a 4-note polyphony, so I can play up to 4 notes and have 4 different notes going at once. So alright, and we can also sync it to our DAW and change it from there. We can change the view mode, which will get rid of our lines, and the path that it's going we'll be able to see by clicking on the view button. The mode will change it from one shot to loop to, so on. So forward, backwards, yeah, you'll get the point. Global, that is the global attack release state. We have the amp, and this is our in relation to the amp here. As we get over here, we're still looking at the global, and then this is the reverb. So amp, envelope, master, reverb, and this is all global, so it affects all 4 samplers. So hopefully that made it easier to understand for you. One way to look at it is each sampler represents 1 quadrant. So we have these 4 squares. If you look close enough, you'll see that there's 4 quadrants. So if you imagine a Z shape, you can be able to remember which sampler is where, or if you had any kind of math class where they had you memorize quadrants, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how the samplers are mapped out. Now this is a granular sampler, so we will be able to go through not only just our own samples, but the presets that it came with, which is over a gigabyte of samples and presets in itself. So let's go ahead and start from scratch and develop our own patch, make it musical, and therefore from there I will show you how to make unique melodies that you don't just hear anywhere else on the streets. Alright, so we did initialize our patch. Let's go ahead and we are going to cancel. Okay, cool. So in order to get rid of the sample, we just right click inside and select clear sample. I'm going to go through our samples that we got from Palindrome and select 4 samples that I like and tune them to my liking. Now, when I do this, I will utilize a tuner so that I can make sure I'm in key. I have not trained myself on perfect pitch just yet. So once I get there, I won't need it. And even if I have had finally gotten to that point, I'd still need to demonstrate to you all what's going on. So this is a free tuner from Melda Productions, and it will tell us the key we're playing at any given point in time. So let's go ahead and start with our first sampler. As you can see, we also have this speaker tool here, which will allow us to shut off any sample at any given time. Since we don't have anything in the other ones, we don't have to worry about that right now. So let's start with the first sampler, and I'm just going to click browse and see what I like. I'm actually going to start at the bottom. I like this sound, so I'm going to select this and I'm going to edit it. Remember, this is sampler 1, so it's going to be in this first quadrant, and we only have 1 point at the moment. So we'll be able to hear that just by playing this one note. Let's find a starting point we like. We can change the pitch. The size of the portion we have selected. Let's move back, start a bit. Alright, cool. Now I'm playing a C, and this is showing a wide range of things, which is fine because it's low pitched enough for us to not have to worry about what it is. So I will move on from here. I'm going to mute this for now, move on to sampler 2 and pick a different sample. Let's load in an audio file. Let's go to browse and let's see what we got here. I'm just going to look at the names and see what I might like. Let's see what circuit chamber 2 is. I like that. Let's pick a sound from here. And let's go ahead and move this point over to quadrant 2 so we can hear this by itself. Here we have shaping. We can allow soft clipping with triangular, or I think it's pronounced Han or Han, and rectangular will be more of a hard clip style, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, and you know. This is showing somewhere between an A and a G sharp. So I'm just going to move that up in pitch so we get closer to a C. Awesome. Let's go ahead, mute this and move on to the next one. Actually, I'm going to move this up an octave. So 5 plus 12 is 17. Nice. All right. Sampler 3. I forgot to mute sampler 2. Let's move this node into the sampler 3 quadrant. And let's pick a sample for this one. We got acoustic guitars. Interesting. This is dope. Birds. Bubbles. Let's go with a bubble. Actually sounds more like a toilet to me, but hey, I won't say that. That's a bad joke. Alright, let's go up and pitch here. Change the start position. We dripping. Alright, now we'll change the pitch since I just changed the sample. Looks like we're closer to a D sharp. Gonna go down to about 7. Okay, close enough. Alright, and we do have these 2 insert effects, so we can add a filter. Let's add a high pass filter. Alright, and then let's move the pitch down to a 6, if I can get that. Fine. If we hold down Command, we can get finer movement. Command on a Windows and Mac. Command on a Mac and Control on a Windows. Sorry. Alright, cool. And we also have ring modulation and delay. 2 different types of drive. Alright, gonna drop the pitch down one more time so that we're sitting closer to a C when we're sounding. Alright, let's move on to the next quadrant, sampler 4. Gonna move our node for now. Let's load another file. Whoops, browse. And let's see what we got down here. Child creature vocalization. Child speaking.
It's the same color as my lollipop, but see, blue, yellow.
Oh, kids. Let's go ahead and go with that one. Alright, let's see what we're getting here. Let's move the starting position and change the size. Let's move the pitch up. So, really granular, as you can see. Let's put some delay on this. We can also utilize these envelopes here and modulate the starting position if we want to. So if I click here, I can drag this up here and we can now modulate our starting position. We just simply shift click to get a point, or shift click to get a point. And let's see, by pressing the note, where we're going with this. And shift click. Don't accidentally press a button on my way back. Alright. Cool. Let's shift click again. And we can get up to 16 points here in the envelope. And I believe 16 in the grid as well. So let's finish this envelope plotting and let's go back up here, shift click. And I'm just going to kind of do some random stuff with the envelope. Nothing in specific. This is a very experimental sampler. So with that being said, that is what I will be doing, experimenting. Let's add some drive. Turn up the drive. Alright, and let's go ahead and engage our other samplers again. Alright, now let's go back to the grid, and we can either draw our own points or select from the presets. I'm actually going to draw my own points, and which you can delete by right clicking. So remember, this is our first one over here. So it's going to start in quadrant 4, bounce up to quadrant 1, and then let's do something crazy. Go to quadrant 3, go to quadrant 4, and then I want to go in the middle about, and then let's go here, and then let's go here, and then let's go here, and then here, and we can see our lines if we want to click here, see what we're doing. Gonna move this a little bit, and we're good. And let's go back up here. We get overlap nodes. That is good enough for me. All right, let's see what we got now. So a very unconventional sound, and we can go ahead and turn on sync and raise the rate. Let's go ahead. I think it's this one that has the knocking, or it's the first one. Yeah, the robot toy winding up. Let's go ahead and turn this one down. Our amp is here. Let's go ahead and put this on loop so that it repeats. So that is that one. Let's go ahead and choose a different starting point for this one. Not paying as much attention to the notes right now. So I'm actually going to change this sound. I don't really like how it sounds with everything else. So let's see what we can find. Go down. All right, let's play this one. I like that one. All right, let's go ahead and solo this one for a sec. That is sample 2. This is F. Move it up. Perfect. And then we'll turn on the other samplers again. And I have a sound I like now. And that's a sound that nobody else is going to have because you just made it from scratch with Palindrome. Okay, so from there, I will create a melody, and then I will be right back, and I'll show you a cool effect that you can do to sync this up and do something crazy with it and make your beats. Okay, so I programmed a quick melody and I dubbed it with the piano. Sounds like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a plugin, an effects plugin by Sugar Bytes. It is called Artillery. Sugar Bytes, whoa, I suck at clicking. My hand's been slipping all day. Where was I going? Artillery 2. All right, awesome. Okay. Oh, sweaty hands, sweaty hands. All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and delete everything we have here. Delete all. Gonna start from scratch in Artillery. And I'm gonna click this and drag it all the way across. And now I'm gonna go to an effect. You can select any effect and mess with it. But for the sake of this tutorial, let's go ahead and go to Granular. In the spirit of granular sampling, let's go to Looper, And let's change our direction. Let's route it to a LFO. And we're going to change this to a, let's start with a saw wave. And let's hear it. Let's go ahead and make a MIDI track for this as well. So what I need to do in Reason in order to make a MIDI track for artillery is click here. We will now see this open up in our sequencer, and then we're going to click the plus button, draw our clip, then we will draw notes in. Whoa, and we want to make sure to have breakpoints in between our notes so that artillery will re-trigger. Let's go ahead and duplicate. Alright, now let's open up artillery. Awesome. This is the sound we're getting now, and without artillery it sounded like this. With artillery, not too much of a difference just yet, but here with the direction I'm going to turn it down to about 50%. And let's change the mod amount to 100% so the LFO works at 100%. And we can mess with the size. And the crossfade. Key track. So we're going to want to keep this up. Alright, so we could do something like that. And we can even add in other effects. So we see that this is triggering this right here, this C. So let's go ahead and add something to trigger this half, the bottom half of the keyboard. Let's go with not a factory preset. Let's make our own. Let's go with scratch looper. And let's go ahead and draw in some variation in our MIDI clip that we created for artillery in the area below. So we'll do something here, 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 and here. And let's see what we get. Sounds nice. I like that. So let's just mess around with these parameters and get something even better. I'm actually going to shift this over and duplicate these notes and shorten these notes. I like the effect that it has on the sound at the beginning. Grab it from here. Cool. Let's get rid of this. And just change it till we get something we like. Alright, let's go ahead and change this. Alright, now I have a nice and unique melody as soon as I unsolo this, I can get some other stuff going as well. We can grab our handy dandy Cable Guys halftime, or we can even go for another Glitchmachines effect like Hysteresis and see what we can do from there. Nice. I'm gonna put halftime after that. I'm then gonna pitch this up after the halftime with KiloHearts pitch shifter. And we could change the grain size. So let's go ahead and change this to about 12. Almost there. Alright, good enough. Alright, let's play this. Nice. Get a filter on that. Alright, and we're ready to start making our beat. Let's see what this sounds like. Let's go ahead and switch this Hysteresis preset up, or we can make our own. I actually like one of these. Which one was it? Blue Steel? Let's go with Stellar Messages. Nice. So there we go. So if you like this video, give it a like, comment down below, subscribe, and most definitely let me know what you would like to see next. It's all culture, kickback, cook up, experiment.